Good afternoon and welcome. It says I'm live and I'm a couple minutes early, so I'm just going to kind of sit here and relax a little bit. Let's turn this on. Yeah, it's only 3:28, but I'm so eager to get going today that I decided to hop on a couple minutes early and see if people can connect. It's been a while since I have done a live. I've been alive, but I haven't done a live yet. January 12th, I think, was the last one that I did. And it's been spotty even before then when I had to cancel a few Mondays. And it just hasn't really been feasible to make them up or kick in and do them again. So I'll explain a little bit more of that in a minute when it's actually 3:30. So rather than, we're all talking about the weather. It's been crazy cold. I'm sure it's crazy cold where most of you are, unless you are in Australia, I think. And I think they're having some really, really hot weather there. Oh, take a deep breath. This was kind of not planned today. Okay, now it does say 3:30, so I am going to get started because I have a couple of announcements and a card to show you. I don't have any extra samples other than my little prototype that I relished up the idea from. So number one is don't forget, there is a mini catalog that came out in January. Let's get down to away from my face. You don't want to see that. And get down here to my desktop. There is a mini catalog available. If you need one, let me know. I think I have a couple left. And this goes until April, through April. Lots of fun stuff in there. Seasonal things. Makes you think of spring and Valentine's Day. Rose, I will not leave you. It's just that it's going to be spotty. So, thank you. Not leaving just yet. That word is afraid. Oh, I know. Yep. I've been doing a lot of things lately where I've made some crazy mistakes, and then I go back and try to fix them, and it's already been sent. Okay. So we do have a mini catalog. And next, I guess the reason that I really wanted to hop on today is I looked at the calendar, and Wednesday, believe it or not, I've been doing this as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 29 years. Oh my goodness, I must have been a baby when I started, right? If you believe that, I can send you some snow or something, whatever. No, it was, it's just been a great journey. Some ups and downs, lots of changes, but I'm still around. And even though I slowed down a little bit and just primarily do videos and get some online orders here and there, I still do enjoy sharing what I love to do, and that's part of our Stampin' Up! Statement of the heart. So I still love what I do. It's just not as often. Okay, next is a product that right now is only going to be available if you sign up as a new demonstrator during February tomorrow, February 3rd through March 2nd. But I do want to show it to you. I'm not going to demonstrate with it today. I may pick it up another time because I just have had it about a week, and obviously I have not had much time to play with it at all. But it is a new Stampin' Positioner. And if you have been around a while, you know that we had a Stamparatus for a while, and that is still my favorite stamp positioner, but there were some legal issues with it and copyright problems, so they had to pull it from the market. But if you have a stamparatus, you keep it, because they can be pretty expensive if you try to look for one on eBay or on one of the websites. But this is a new one, and I do say that I do like it. It doesn't have a hinge. This whole thing sits off. As demonstrators, we were able to get it in January. It is a $49 product. So if you sign up to be a demonstrator, as I said, in February, then it is free with your $125 kit. Well, it's $99 and you get $125 in product. I think only tax and no shipping on that. But anyway, this is what it comes with. The paper, the grid paper is a separate purchase, and I don't believe that comes with it, with the freebie. And this is $15. You get a big stack of this paper. And it's inches on one side and centimeters on the other. So I'll throw that there just to show real quick. And you get directions. Oh, let's go the right way. You get directions in all the languages. So here's the English. And some pictures here on how to use it. There are already a lot of videos out from other demonstrators showing you how to use it. But it comes with, I'll explain this in a minute. It comes with this large platform, and as long as you have the Stampin' Up! Logo facing you, and it goes down over these little holes, then you push down, because these are spring-loaded. So when you put this on here with your stamp here, and put this on here, nothing's going to touch your paper until you press it down. And then these magnets, okay, I'm putting this up here, which I will explain. The magnets have a little tab on the edge, and they go together, but they pull apart. The ones that we had before, they were strong, like these are strong, but they would break. They would break if you got them together. Not all the time, if you could pull them apart, but I did have some that would break. So you just put those down there. This is a magnet here. You put that down there. You put your stamp on here and press it down and stamp. Now, you might ask, why do I have this going up here? There is a ruler up here, and then this little V. I don't think you can even see it if I hold it up here. It's really hard to see. And that is there, and it goes right between these two little pegs, because that's where the paper goes on. And my thinking is, if you don't have the grid paper to go on here, this makes it very easy to always get back in the same spot. If you're going to do repetitive stamping, do the same thing over and over. I will show you how to do it with some dies so that you can cut with the dies. And a lot of people have said, ugh, that just plays around and isn't good for my brain to have it going like this. But you could also make it go this way too. So I hope I'm not confusing you with that issue. But if you don't have the grid paper, that works up there. As you can see, I've used it just a little bit. But let's put the grid paper back here. And when you put your paper on here, you could always mark it like we used to do on the Stamparatus with a mark here, so that if you take your paper away or you're going to do more than one at a time, you always go back to the same spot. So if I wanted to stamp on this one and then bring another one in, without changing my position of my stamp, I can put it right there, put my magnets on, and go from there. Now, this piece is if you're going to do repetitive stamping. Let's say you want happy birthday all the way down the side, which we could easily do with the Stamparatus. And you can do that with this. And that's what those large pegs are for, up at the top. And again, with the Stampin' Up! Logo facing you, these go up here and fit into those little holes. So you can have, let's say, happy birthday or miss you or whatever your sentiment might be on there, stamp it down, and then move it down to the next set of pegs. So I'm going to be going away and doing some crafting this weekend. So I will definitely be taking this and playing with it a little bit more, become a little bit more proficient with it, and also be able to share more with you the next time I'm able to do a video. So while I put this back in the box, I think that I said the last time, let's put this back on here, that I had a video in January. I would be moving, and there have been some issues that have to be resolved. Hopefully it's coming to an end within the next couple of weeks. And it's not far. It's only about 3 miles away. Okay, I know that went in there before, but I'm not going to worry about it. But I have a lot of things to move out of this house. And needless to say, I will get some help, of course. But it's been an overwhelming job, and I've primarily been working on my upstairs. And then when I come down here, it just kind of paralyzes me for a little bit. And then, let me scoot up. Then I look around and say, oh my goodness, what have I got myself into? But it's been, it'll be good. I inherited a house, and I'm going to be selling this one probably in the spring, but it's going to be a process. And obviously doing this is not going to be one of my top priorities. I'll hop on when I can, or when I get the motivation or have the time. So I will always put something out on Mondays and say whether I'm going to do a video or not. But just know that my heart is still here, but my heart has to go elsewhere for a while. All right, what are we doing today? I said I was doing the Lovely Arrangements suite of products. This is an online exclusive, and there's actually going to be a craft class with this suite that will be available for purchase starting tomorrow. Now, the way the craft classes work is, I believe this one's $25. I looked and then I didn't double check that, but I think it's $25. And you get access to a Facebook group, and then there is a live video. And I don't know what the date is yet. I could post that on the Facebook page if you're interested. But I have done 2 of the craft classes. This will be the 3rd. I have done 2 of them before. And I would say they are well worth the money. And this suite, I believe, is $86 or something. And with it, you get a bundle of a stamp set and dies. And that is not with it. You get this beautiful cloud cover ribbon. You get an embossing folder. And you get this beautiful paper. And you also get some gems, which have escaped me. I don't know where they went. They just walked off. But there are some gems with it too. You can go online and look to see what is there. So the colors in this are Crumb Cake, Cloud Cover, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Secret Sea. And there are 3 of 4 different designs. So I'm using part of this design today. Here's the full sheet of paper. I'm using this one. And then there's the back of it. Slide these back in there. So if you look at these, you've got card fronts. You can do a lot with these. I don't know if the dies match any of these or not. I didn't get a chance to look at that. Okay, and then here is the next one with some petal pink there. Thank you, Rose. And again, 3 of each one. There's our crumb cake, secret, what is it? Secret Sea. I was going to say Secret Sky. Secret Sea. Because Rose, you and I have been around for a long time too. I know that you've been, golly, probably close to the very beginning, I think. Here's this one. I'm using this one today. And so that's the paper. It is lovely, as is all the designer series paper that we have. Okay, let's get it back in there. And then, as I was cleaning out something this morning, that's when I actually figured out, let's do this. It's a card that I made a couple of years ago for Valentine's Day. And actually, hi Holly, welcome. Actually, I believe I took these cards on the Panama Canal cruise that I went on February of 2024. Believe it or not, it's coming up. That was a wonderful trip. And we were there for Valentine's Day. And I had taken some cards, and I had a couple left over. So this is the one that I found this morning. And it's a fun fold. Very easy to do. I'll give you all the directions in a minute. Here's another one that I did. And actually, these two survived. I gave some others away. But 2 years ago was when they had all of the heavy, heavy rain in the Los Angeles area. And that's where we were leaving from, was Los Angeles. So I looked at this envelope today, and it got all wet because we got soaked. The rains were so heavy. So I'll leave this one out to show again, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with this one, with the lovely arrangements. So I will explain everything. If you do want to take a screenshot of this, and then I'll explain everything as I go through it. Make that kind of quick. I can put it back up again later. And I've got everything ready to go. So, you know, what we do a few years ago comes back around. That's kind of the joy of finding something that you liked, was easy, it worked for you. If you write down your templates and what you have done before, make it into a brand new card. Nobody will know that you did it before, and it's okay. All right, so I've got all the pieces ready to go, including a piece that will go on the envelope. So let's do that first and get that part out of the way. And that was this, I like that linen look here. So let's grab some glue. And I like to put that on the envelope so I don't go off the edge of the designer series paper. So how have you all been navigating this weather? It's a great time to craft. I'm finding it's a great time to throw away things and pack. And there's lots more to go. But one thing is nice is the house that I'm moving to has a very nice basement that is more finished, a lot more finished than the one I have here. So I'm looking forward to setting up the craft room there. I know it'll be a while. Let's find some scissors here. I know that it will be a while. Hey, Nancy, listening to me, okay? Then you can check it out later. So this piece is probably a little bit bigger than I needed, but I think I cut it at 6 by 2.5. I hope she doesn't call back. Talk to her later. Anyway, it should go voice. Hopefully it goes right to my voicemail. I should have put do not disturb on, but I didn't do that. Okay, so now we've got our envelope taken care of. And here is the card base. This is 11 by 5.5. So here's our 5.5. And as you can see, this is how it's going to fold. And we're going to score it at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. And that gives you a mountain fold, a valley fold, another mountain, and another valley to fold like this. Okay, then this piece is going to go here. This inside panel of basic white is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'll put that in a minute. Then I have 2 pieces of the Linen Look Designer Series paper. These are 5 1/4 by 1.5, and you need 2 of these. One to go here and one to go here. So let's glue those in there. I understand the groundhog did not see his shadow today, so that means 6 more weeks of winter. But we knew that that was going to happen anyway. It's just a fun thing. One of my favorite movies is Groundhog Day. Usually they run a marathon of it about this time. It's always fun to watch. I love Bill Murray anyway, or at least he's so good in that show. Okay, so we have these 2 going in here. I'm getting glue on my fingers. Okay, so now that is going to give that some finish on the front. And the reason I'm not putting this in first, there will be some stamping on this part, and I always want to make sure that if I make a mistake, I can turn that paper over before I glue it down. So that's the reason for that. You also want to make sure that you've got a very good crease on there. Now, this is the part that's going to go inside. And it's going to go like this so that you have a mountain fold here, and that will go in like this. So that the score here that will pop up, and that's where the mountain part comes from, lines up with this 3.5-inch score line. Okay, so that's the way that's going to go. Now, when I looked at this one, this was a square. This was a 6 by 3 inch square. But I knew that I wanted to use this piece of paper from that designer series paper. So I just adjusted this so that this could go like this. So as long as you have 6 inches here, you can make this part a little bit taller. So this became 6 by 4 1/8. This is 6 by 4 1/8. And then it's scored at 3. 6 inches, scored at 3, so that it matches up with the card base. This one is just a little bit smaller, but it's exactly the same procedure. Okay, so this is going to go on here. Whoop, let's put it on here. I always like to put it on the smaller piece of paper first if I'm layering. That way I've got the glue contained instead of making it go out a little bit further here. So, and I did trim this down a little bit from the DSP so that it matched the size that I needed. So you can be a little bit more creative with that. Okay, now this is another piece that I'm going to stamp, and I'm using for this one Secret C and then Old Olive. And I'm using the Hello Friend for here, and then I'm going to use Always Here for You on the other piece that was going to go here. So let's put Hello Friend there in Secret C. I can tell you, I have not stamped in a very long time. Let's see if I remember how to do this. It looks pretty straight. Just hold it on there a little bit longer. Ah, that looks good. And then I'm going to take Old Olive and stamp this leaf. Actually, I'm going to, okay, let me try something different. Not what I had in my mind. Stamp that off and put that over the Hello Friend. Oops, looks like I got a little bit of ink up there. I'll have to erase that. Okay, so we've got that. Then I'm going to stamp the leaf on the other part too. So now that's going to go here. And if you don't have one of these mono sand eraser pens to get rid of ink, grab one. I think they're on Amazon. That little bit of ink on there is just going to bug me. And you just kind of go around. Sometimes you can sponge over it, but that's going to have to be good enough. Okay, and let's add some glue to this. There we go. Glue on the fingers. Now this part is going to go in here. If you fold this up, position it where you want it to go on the front. Might need to add some more glue there. We're only going to add adhesive here. And then this part will go over there. So let's kind of put my finger there, adhesive on here only. So I can open this up now and make sure that that fold here is going to go in the center. And this green on green is kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but I think that's right. And center it where you want it to go. And then the other part will go over here on this end. And then just fold that over. And there we go. So there's your basic card. Now I just have to do this part. Pop it in an envelope. It's good to go. So one more piece here. And again, I said I do this because if I make a mistake or get ink on here, I can always flip it over. And for this one, I have, what did I say? Always here for you. And this I'm also going to stamp in Secrecy. And there's still plenty of room to write if you want to add more of a message here. So I'm going to put that up to the top a little bit more. Okay. It's a little crooked, so I'm going to turn it over, see which one I like better. I like that one better. So that's why it's always good to save your stamping part to make sure you see that goes up a little bit. This one's better. And let's close that up. And then add a leaf here. In full strength. Well, I didn't get all of it. Let's see if I can. I'm not even going to worry about that because that will really mess it up. I should have maybe done that first, but whatever. It's going to work. And since I can't find the bling that goes with this right now, I'm just not going to do anything else with this. But that will go here. And then when it closes, you'll still see that little bit of that leaf there. So a little bit more glue. So look through your samples that you save, the cards that you've made. See what you want to make over again that you like so much. And just update it with a different product. Those things that you bought but said, oh, I need to use that. Well, get it out and use it. It's a perfect time to make that happen. And there we go. So this is the one I found in a box this morning upstairs. And this is the one we have. So you can see the difference. This can be taller, but it still needs to be the 6 inches here so that it will match up with the folds on here. So let me put this in this envelope. I'll just stick it in there like that and put this off to the side. And if you came in late, here is the information again with the card base and fold and score 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. So then you have a mountain fold and a valley fold. You have 2 DSP panels, 5 1/4 by 1 1/2, 2. the inside basic white, or whatever color you want to use, 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then when you fold this, your score, this one was 6 by 4 1/8, and score at 3. And that's the mountain fold, because the one inside is a valley fold. And then my DSP piece was 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. And then the basic white was the same size, and that's the part that I stamped on. So there are the directions. Looks like a lot, but it's really not that hard to put together. So that's it for today. I'm not going to say I'll see you next Monday, because I don't know if I will. Truthfully, I'm hoping after, I'm just hoping after the middle of the month that things are going to be moving very quickly to get things going with painting and new flooring and so on and so forth. So here we go again. Hello, friend. Always here for you. And I was so glad to be here today. And take care. Have a great rest of the week. And stay warm, because I know it's still really, really cold. So bye-bye for now.